Hello, family, and welcome back. Today is just vibes, just waves, just Prince Harry. Yes, Prince Harry, out in the ocean doing what he loves, smiling like a man who has finally exhaled. Because today, we are officially entering the era of the Prince of Surfing. Now, before the usual suspects start hyperventilating into their teacups, let me say this very clearly. This is not a publicity stunt. This is not a rebellion, and it is definitely not attention-seeking behavior, no matter how hard certain tabloids try to sell that tired narrative. This is simply a man who loves the ocean, loves surfing, and is very, very happy to be back on the waves. And honestly, it shows. Prince Harry was recently spotted surfing again with none other than legendary surf instructor and waterman Raimana van Bosteler, a name that carries serious weight in the surfing world. This is not some random beach buddy. This is someone deeply respected, someone who works with elite athletes, and someone who knows authenticity when he sees it. Raimana posted a message on Instagram that said, "Cannot stop you, my brother, for having a good time." Let's pause right there, because that sentence, that is not PR language, that is not royal protocol, that is not palace-approved copy, that is real, that is brotherhood, that is recognition, and it matters. Because surf culture does not care about titles, the ocean does not care about lineage, waves don't bow, saltwater does not recognize hierarchy. You either respect the sea or the sea humbles you. And Harry, he belongs out there. Always has. Now, let's rewind for a moment. We've known for years that Harry has a deep connection to the ocean, from his early days growing up, to his time in Africa, to his environmental advocacy, to his work around mental health. Water has always been part of his grounding. Surfing, especially, has been a constant source of peace for him. He's talked openly about how being in the water helps quiet the noise. And let's be honest, very few people on this planet have had more noise directed at them than Prince Harry. So seeing him back on the waves isn't surprising. What is striking, though, is how different he looks now. This is not the tense, guarded, trapped version of Harry we used to see during royal engagements. This is not the man constantly being scrutinized for how he stands, how he speaks, how he breathes. This is a relaxed, confident, present human being, someone who is comfortable in his body, someone who looks, dare I say it, happy. And I know, happiness is apparently a crime when you're Prince Harry, because the unspoken rule seems to be this: Harry is only acceptable to the establishment when he looks miserable. Think about it. When he looked unhappy, he was doing his duty. When he looked stressed, he was under pressure but committed. When he looked exhausted, it was the weight of responsibility. But the moment he smiles freely, the moment he laughs, the moment he surfs, suddenly he's abandoned his role, he's disrespecting tradition, he's showing off, he's spiraling. Sir, he's on a surfboard. This is where the narrative completely collapses. Because here's the truth the media does not want to admit. Harry thriving outside the royal system exposes the lie that leaving would destroy him. They predicted isolation. They predicted failure. They predicted regret. Instead, we got balance, growth, confidence, joy. And nothing enrages an institution more than being proven wrong. Now, let's talk about Raimana van Bosteler for a second, because his involvement here is important. Raimana has worked with people from all walks of life. He's not impressed by fame, and he's definitely not starstruck by titles. When he calls Harry my brother, that's not flattery, that's acknowledgement. Surf culture is deeply rooted in respect, humility, and presence. You don't earn that kind of bond by being entitled or performative. You earn it by showing up, listening, learning, and respecting the water and the people around you. That alone tells us everything we need to know about how Harry moves through the world now. And can we talk about the confidence? Because yes, Harry looks confident. Not arrogant, not cocky, confident. There's a difference. This is the confidence of someone who is no longer trying to fit into a box designed to suffocate him. The confidence of someone who has done the hardest thing imaginable, walked away from everything he was told defined him, and survived. Actually, not just survived, thrived. And this is where the contrast becomes impossible to ignore. Every time we see Harry doing something like this, surfing, laughing, engaging with communities, supporting causes he actually believes in, the media scrambles to twist it into something negative. Because if Harry is happy, the narrative that he was misled, manipulated, or lost simply does not hold up. A miserable man can be dismissed. A joyful man with purpose? That's dangerous. Now, let's be very clear. Harry did not lose anything by stepping away. He gained freedom. He gained agency. He gained the ability to live his life on his own terms. And moments like this, out on the ocean doing something that feeds his soul, are proof. This is not escapism. This is not avoidance. This is healing. And I know some people love to say, well, must be nice to surf when you're rich. And sure, privilege exists, but here's what they conveniently ignore. Harry has paid an enormous personal cost for choosing peace. Estrangement, smear campaigns, endless character assassination, the loss of security, the constant threat environment. That is not nothing. So when people mock him for enjoying life now, what they're really saying is, you should still be punished. And that's gross. Let's also address the elephant in the room, the obsession with controlling Harry's image. The royal system thrives on control. Control of narrative, control of emotion, control of access. Harry stepping into spaces where he is not managed, not scripted, and not filtered through palace approval disrupts that control. Surfing is the ultimate metaphor for that disruption. You can't control waves. You can't schedule the ocean. You can't dictate nature. You adapt. You listen. You respect. Funny how that's exactly what Harry has been doing since leaving. And while we're here, let's not ignore how physically and mentally healthy he looks. There's a lightness to him now, a groundedness, a sense of ease that we simply did not see during his time trapped in royal expectations. That's not accidental. That's what happens when someone removes themselves from a toxic environment and chooses well-being over optics. And honestly, good for him. Because Harry has given more than enough of himself to systems that did not protect him, did not listen to him, and did not value his humanity. If surfing brings him peace, then surf he shall. Now here's the part that really gets under the media skin. Harry doesn't need their approval anymore. He doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't need to explain himself. He doesn't need to justify joy. And that freedom, that's what you're seeing every time he steps onto a board. This is not rebellion. This is not defiance. This is self-possession. And it's beautiful. So while certain commentators are busy writing think pieces about optics and timing and what this means for the monarchy, Harry is out there doing something radical, living, laughing, learning, surfing, and being called brother by someone who knows the ocean better than most people know themselves. That's not a downgrade, that's an upgrade. So let them clutch their pearls, let them spin, let them rage, because the truth is simple, and no amount of media gymnastics can change it. Harry is happy to be back surfing. He is confident, he is grounded, he is free. And nothing terrifies the establishment more than a man who has found peace without their permission. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.